Hey guys, how's it going? So, Riot released their all LCS Pro team or whatever, and then on there said that Apex declined to vote. And I was pretty tilted because I voted. And I don't know what happened to it. Maybe my manager didn't send it in, but we voted. Most of us did, and then didn't get on there. So I kind of wanted to put my votes out there and give my reasoning behind it because why not? I I wanted to put my vote in there and I didn't get to vote, so I just wanted to exercise my American rights and the rights that the founding fathers fought for. So yeah. Anyways, I'll show you guys who I voted for. This is the list. I think it's pretty standard across the board, but I'll just uh go through them real quick and explain my thought process, especially regarding the stuff that I haven't announced, like the MVP and the rookie, and yeah. So I think for top lane, Hanser has done really, really well this split. He definitely outperformed Huni. I think last split Huni was the clear best top in North America, but this split it's been decently close. I think Hanser has outperformed Huni, especially in the games against TSM that Immortals had. He just did really well. Wasn't sure if there's solo kills, but I'm pretty sure there were. But yeah, I think they were. But yeah, has been outperforming Huni. I think he's definitely the best top in NA. I think Lorlo is actually third in that list because he has been doing really well too. I think last week he was really, really bad. Or was it last week? Yeah, last week he was really bad. This way he's been performing extremely well to the point that he's definitely a top laner in NA. He performs well. He can carry games. He can play tanks. His play style is very good. And his TP plays are good. He's just a little bit worse than Haunter, but when you're comparing the best tops in NA, like Lolo should be in there. I think Impact has been performing only decently. He was performing really bad last split, but he's definitely gotten better. I think I would put Impact fourth, but on a list that other people voted, they put Impact as third. But it's definitely close. Laurel Impact, they're both solid, but I definitely would put Laurel above Impact right now. So those are my three for those. For jungle, I put Rainover, Sven, and then Xmethy. I think Rainover is definitely the best uh, jungler in NA. I think there's really no doubt about that. I think Sven. It's unlucky that Sven is that Reignover's in the same region as Sven because Sven is also really, really good. But Reignover, the pressure that he brings to the map, the amount of pressure he exerts against enemy jungler as well is just he's just the best. There's really no going around that. And yeah, I think Xpecial is also really good too. I think in the list that Riot had, they had who they have as third? That Dardoch. I think Dardoch had a strong split in the beginning, but he kind of dropped off a little bit towards the end. So it was kind of hard for me to decide. I think I put Dardoch fourth in this list if I had to, but Xpecial's been doing fairly well. He had some bad games here and there, but compared to Rainover and Sven, he's definitely a little bit worse, but really, really good still. Um, I would also say he's a little underrated. But yeah, definitely third on my list. For mid, I put Bjergsen, Keen, and Jensen. So this is probably the biggest surprise for a lot of people. I think that most people didn't put Keen at all in their list, but I think if you look at our games, I mean, actually not many people probably look at our games. That's probably why they don't think Keen's that good. But Keen's been performing extremely well this split. He has solo kills. He um, wins lanes. He does a lot of damage. His DPM is extremely high. Just his overall stats are really good, and he's on a seventh place team, so it's hard to put him on a list like that. But having played with him, I definitely put Keen as a good top two or top three mid in NA. He just performs really well, especially against Bjergsen, who I would say is still by far the best mid in NA. I know Jensen, people say he's really close, but Jensen's really good at laning. But compared to Bjergsen's map presence, I think Bjergsen is definitely the best mid. And I put Jensen as third because I felt that in our games against C9, that Keen had a lot of impact that Jensen didn't. But it's hard to tell. I think Jensen maybe had an overall better split, but I put Keen in a second just because I mean, obviously I made this list before I saw the other list, so I don't really want to justify my votes against that list too much. But I think he's been performing really well. I think he's definitely like a top two, top three mid in A. So AD carry, I would double lift Turtle and Sneaky. I think Turtle and Sneaky are really close. I think that double lift is definitely the best AD in NA right now, by a really large margin. Not only does his map moves are really, really good, his laning pressure is really good, and he's playing with a rookie support that he's gonna have to guide. and he's been doing extremely well despite all that, and really, really solid late game and mid game performances overall. I think Turtle is sneaky, a little bit worse than him. I think their consistency isn't as high, but Devil is just the best AD carry in NA right now. I think there's really no doubt about that one. Turtle Sneaky, that's debatable. I put Turtle instead of Sneaky because I felt like Turtle was performing better overall in terms of late game, uh, just late game, and I think part of it has to do with Sneaky having to play with two supports in the beginning of the split, but that's gonna be how it is, right? So for support, I put Biofrost, Adrian, and then Aphromoo. I think supports to split hasn't really there hasn't been that many outstanding performances. I think overall it's been pretty consistent. I think that's kind of the message that I've seen this split from supports is just that consistency. Um, Frost and Adrian are just role players. Are very consistent for the team, and that's what you really need from a support when you have really really solid AD carries and really star players in the rest of the map. I think Battlefrost, and Adrian, they both just do their jobs extremely well. I actually put them over Aphromoo, both of them, because I felt that Aphromu's consistency was really low this split. He had some really off games and he had some pretty good games as well. But Adrian and Battlefrost, I felt like they outperformed them. Sure, Aphromoo maybe brings more in terms of map play and all that stuff, but that's hard to tell. And I don't think it really offsets the amount of um, lack of consistency that he had this split. I put Bifrost and Adrian above everyone else. I think after those two, it's pretty. You can put an argument for almost anybody in LCS because the support pool is generally pretty similar and the skill level is very similar. I mean, most of it comes down to map play. That's why I kind of put Afro as third. Um, for MVP, I definitely would give it to Doublelift. That he's my first vote, and that had Reignover and then Bjergsen. MVP is always a hard category to place, but I think it's just I just take it literally. The most valuable player. You substitute this player for the second best player in their role. How much better or worse would the team be? And in this case, I feel like TSM without Doublelift would do a lot worse than Immortals without Reignover or TSM without Bjergsen. And yeah, maybe I can make an argument for Immortals because Reignover is really, really good as well. But the amount of pressure that Doublelift has in lane, the amount of the plays that they make as a bot lane in just 2v1, 2v2 scenarios is I think if this if you could ever give an 80 carry MVP, this would be the split because 80 carries generally you don't have solo 1v9 performances anymore. It's really hard, but Double Up is really the closest in that he has been performing extremely well in mid, late, early game, all stages of the game, and outperforms all his 80 carry counterparts. So I would say MVP is Double Up. And, but again, it's really, really close. I would definitely say Double Up and Reign over Bjergsen, even though Bjergsen is doing really well. It's just that the mids are pretty similar right now. I think people are playing mid really well, and Bjergsen is still the best out of those all the mids, but Double F and Reignover are definitely miles above their counterparts. So for rookie, I think it's obviously gonna go to Bifrost. He's definitely shown up really hard. He's definitely the rookie, the best rookie of the split. And the other two candidates I had were Inori and Ray. I think Inori performed really well in the few games they had to play, but compared to Bifrost, you really can't give an argument. Like Inori isn't a clear best jungler in NA, whereas Bifrost you can easily make an argument for at least top two support in NA. I put Ray in there, even though I didn't put him in like a top four for top laners because of his lack of consistency, but he is still the best rookie top and one of the best rookies to split still. Um, yeah, I think the rookie is really the only category that I could say there's really no argument for first place is just it's probably Bifrost. For coach, that one's hard to really categorize. I couldn't. It's hard to tell how much impact a coach has on their players, and in some cases, like you have Weldon, who isn't exactly a coach, you couldn't even vote for him. But I just had Reaper, Stain, and Parf. Um, I feel like C9 comparatively to their roster, they just are the number three team in North America. I think they could have easily been anywhere from 3 to 6. And I feel like Reaper is a really big contributor to that. But obviously, it's really hard to tell. I don't really have any evidence to back this up. It's just my gut feeling and having heard what other people say about Reaper, and it's just like you can't really see it from games. You just kind of make a guess. Um, Satan Parv, honestly, you can really make an argument for anybody. I just put Satan because I thought that he's a solid coach, even though we didn't do so well this split. Personally, feel like he's pretty helpful. For Parth, again, I can't really judge, but the first place, I mean, it's coach is definitely the hardest category to judge for really anybody. You don't see them enough. They don't impact the game directly enough for you to really see what's exactly going on. So I'll show you guys the votes again that I had, and that's pretty much it. Just wanted to give you guys my votes, my thoughts, and my thought process regarding all this. And hey, I voted. I'm American, so not my fault. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.